Are we losing religion altogether as a society, or is traditional religion, Christianity, Judeo-Christian tradition, is that being challenged by an alternative faith that's represented by the progressive liberalism that's come to be known as woke? Is that essentially what's going on? Or is it a battle between two faiths?
Well, I think it is in some ways a battle between two faiths. I mean, I don't know that human beings on the whole necessarily get more or less religious. You know, I think that human beings, as human beings, look for meaning, they look for purpose in life. It's one of the things that distinguishes us from the animals. And, you know, for 2,000 years, the main answers accepted by people on the big questions of human existence, why do we exist, how should we live, were offered by Christianity. And since the decline of that, we haven't become necessarily any less inquisitive into those questions, but other ways of thinking, ideologies, and even religions have taken the place. And one of them is absolutely sort of the social justice ideology. I would even call it a kind of religion of wokeness. And so I don't know, I wouldn't, which is why sort of earlier I said we might be better off talking about the decline, the social decline of Christianity than the decline of religion itself, because as Christianity declines, people take on other things like New Age, forms of spiritualism, worship of sort of bodily health and things like that. And the other thing is this sort of neo-Marxist social justice movement, which in many ways resembles historic Christianity in some pretty strange ways, Nick.
Look, it's hard, you know, from a sociological perspective, it's hard to conceive of a society that has any degree of unity or wholeness that doesn't have a shared set of principles, philosophical beliefs, and that frequently may take the form of religion, as in Australia's case, the tradition we inherited from the UK, as in the United States case, that's largely a Christian tradition or a Judeo-Christian tradition. In other countries, it might be, you know, other forms of religion. But there has to be that bond, if you like. We all agree on something. And of course, you'd be familiar with the work by Emil Durkheim, The Elementary Forms of Religion, classic book of sociology, which examines actually Aboriginal culture, as it turns out, and finds that there are these beliefs that bind people together. Beliefs are important. So that's what makes me think, Stephen, that we're facing a sort of change in this. We're going from one belief structure to another, and there's a contest between the two.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're at a kind of transitional sort of crux point in Western history, and the question will be, in a sense, what prevails. And there are actually a bunch of candidates out there. So you've got the kind of wokeism of social justice, Black Lives Matter, climate alarmism. I mean, it's interesting that, you know, a survey was done recently at the University of Bath in 2021, which indicated that 3 out of 4 young Australians actually claim to be scared of climate change, and 40% of young Australians are seriously questioning whether they want to have children. So climate change alarmism is a kind of new sort of religious apocalypticism that is taking people and sort of, it's kind of a substitute for Christianity.